Hey guys! Okay, so today we're just going to kind of briefly touch on a lot of topics. I guess you could call this my mini sex ed series, an attempt to answer lots of questions I've been getting and hopefully not leave all these people without a response as I've had to do for quite some time. But most of the topics I cover in this video, I'll have a later video, months from now or whatever, that's going to delve a little deeper into each of these issues because I don't think they can be answered in 2 to 3 minutes. But I want to give you guys something because you guys are messaging me, you're asking these questions. Some of you really need an answer now because you're currently dealing with it. So I want to give you guys something. This video is going to cover two things. I'm going to try and keep them a little shorter so I can make more of them, and hopefully I can then direct you guys to the right video to answer your questions. This video is going to deal with first time sex. So let's just talk about that first. First time sex. A lot of you guys have never had sex and you're asking me, what should I do to make sure the first time is good? Or you guys have had sex but you're about to have sex with someone who is a virgin, who never has had sex before, and you're asking what can I do to make sure that it's okay for them. Some of you guys are about to, or you know when you're going to. Some of you guys are getting married and you know it's going to be on your wedding night. Alright. Everybody has a somewhat different idea of what they want their first time to be like. So the first key is to communicate, just to really express to your significant other what it is you are looking for in your first time. Do you want candles and rose petals and romance? Or do you just want it to be quiet and safe? Is there, a couple requirements? Do you want to have the house to yourself? Do you want to be able to be with that person for a certain amount of time after you guys had sex? Make these rules, I guess you'd call it. Make these expectations, rock solid. And when you find the right person, you also then have to find the right moment. And it will come to you. And then you can have sex without the, without the reservations or am I doing the right thing? If you found the right person, the situation's right, you can go ahead with confidence. But still, there's a lot of things you guys might not have, really prepared for. One thing is lots of foreplay. Lots of it. As much as you guys can stand until you are so wet it's like on your thighs. Make sure you are really, really wet, really lubricated, because that way it's not going to hurt like everyone tells you it's going to have to hurt. Everyone told me that, and everyone was just like, your first time is just going to be awful, so get ready for it, expect it, it gets better from there. And I think that is BS, because if you know what you're doing, if you go into it, with you know that you have to be ready, girls, and you know the person you're with, so you're comfortable if you say, hey, that hurts, hey, slow down, that's really hurting, oh, this, whatever. If you feel comfortable communicating, it's going to work a lot better. So, yes, girls, be, really prepared, lots of foreplay so you're really wet. Now, sometimes you're going to do lots of foreplay and you're still not going to be wet because you're nervous. Well, that's where the second really big thing comes in, and that's lube. I don't care if you're really wet. He's not. So, to create less friction on him entering you, make sure, and I'm talking to girls out there because I typically get this message from girls, but make sure you just lube him up. Make sure it's not oil-based, because I hope you're going to be using a condom. So hopefully it's not oil-based. You're going to want water-based, or now there's silicone, but those are more expensive. Most of the people who message me are probably, 15, 16, maybe you're older. Hey, that's great. The longer you can wait, the better it'll be. I promise you guys. And you can get lube at Walmart or the gas station sometimes. So don't think, oh, I'd have to go into, a sex store to find it. Or you can buy it on the internet, whatever. Just make sure you have lube. Make sure it's lube. Some girls can write me that they use baby oil. No, no, no. Lube. Made to be inside of you. So put a condom on him, lube him up real well. And you guys are saying, well, you said less friction. That's going to be bad, right? No. Less friction is good. Less friction is good. So there's still going to be plenty of friction after you guys are having sex. Just as he enters you, that's typically the time it's going to hurt the most if it's the first time you're having sex. So we're going to ease that process. And really, if you guys do both of those things, you're pretty good to go. Alright, the second thing we're going to talk about in this video is impotence, or a guy who can't get hard, or he can't get it up. Alright, I've talked about it a little bit in my male orgasmic disorder video, but a lot of you guys have written me again about it, and again I just want to say most of the time it's psychological. Now, I do not want to downplay the men out there who have a physical reason for it. And for them, go to a doctor. Doctors are more than happy to write a prescription for something like Viagra. There's a lot of different ones out there now. They can find the one that's right for you. And even if it's psychological, those medicines can help. Now, if it's psychological, there's a lot of reasons. In fact, I'm learning there's so many reasons I can't give you, well, this could be why or that could be why, because there's so many. Maybe he has an overwhelming fear of getting the girl pregnant. Maybe he has, part of him is like feeling guilty for having sex, or is a little reserved on that issue. And again, there's just so many reasons. Everything from abuse to stress. It could be as deep as like an abuse in his childhood he doesn't remember, or it could be as simple as he's been particularly stressed out at work. And so really you can't figure it out as a woman, and you men, you might want to kind of delve in and go, why is this the issue? But I'm going to tell you, the more pressure you put on yourselves that we have to have sex, he has to get hard, or I have to get hard, we have to make this work, it's going to happen this time, it's going to happen. That kind of pressure is probably your most surefire way of not getting or maintaining an erection. So, just try and calm yourself down, and if it works, it does, and if it doesn't, hopefully you're with this person for a good amount of time, and if not, then, sorry, you're going to have to step back, and you're going to have to evaluate yourself. You're going to have to see, if it's going on for months. Some of you write me, this has gone on for several months. If that's the case, you're going to have to decide if it's something worth going and seeing a professional about. There's no answer I can give you in a video that's going to replace going and talking to a doctor or a psychologist about this issue. Now, men, you can go and talk to, is it a proctologist? I think it is. The male equivalent of a gynecologist. Obviously I've never been to one. But the doctors who deal specifically with men and their reproductive health, I hear about this stuff all the time, so they might be able to deal with you a little better than your regular doctor, and then you might be able not to see a psychologist, although still, it can't hurt. It'll only help to go and talk about it with a psychologist, but I know a lot of you don't have that resource, or you don't have the time, or whatever. So really, my answer is to those people, really go and see someone who's a professional. If you can't, then you're just going to have to kind of go inside yourself and try and figure out what's going on. And don't put pressure on yourself, because that'll just work the opposite way and make it even more likely that it's not going to happen. So, okay, those are the two for this time, and I'm going to go on and make another one. So I'll just see